We here!
Yes, sir! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 6ixYardBox podcast. It has been a week away. Reading week is over. The international break is over, and Premier League football and European football is back, and we cannot be happier about it. Welcome back, everybody, to the podcast.
Well, we could be a little happier about it.
So it begins.
I'm just gonna start off straight to the deep end. I think this is the first time that we've come to a podcast in months where United has won and Arsenal hasn't.
It's crazy.
It has been a while.
Crazy. Which I'm ecstatic about this week, but it kind of speaks volume on where we are as clubs, innit? Introducing the hosts, everybody. Miles, how's your international break been?
Shit. It felt like,
Yeah.
to be completely honest with you, I felt like this is one of the longer international breaks,
It
even
felt
though
so long.
it felt
so long.
so long. I don't even remember who we played before the international break. It felt that long ago.
How long is it supposed to be? What, 10 days? 12 days? Felt like
Well,
forever.
Technically,
I know.
it's 2 weeks.
You know what I felt? We were
But-
just getting into the groove of the season.
Ugh.
And guess what?
And then...
We got one more.
There's one next week.
Fucking
Or next month.
bullshit.
Seriously?
Dude,
Yeah.
every month, apparently.
But there's
But
only
then it's in March after. So
there's
we'll have a little
three.
break.
There's 3 in the first half of the
That's
season,
good.
and then there's 3 post January. There's 1 after.
Blake, how about you? How was it for you?
Actually, like the reading week aspect of it was nice. Like I feel like I haven't spent a lot of time with my family, and obviously it was
Yeah.
Thanksgiving for us, so it was nice to see a bunch of my family like a couple different times.
Yes.
I had actually a family football game. A bunch of the
No
lads in
way.
yeah,
Like hand egg?
American football.
Yeah.
3 touchdowns, 2 TD passes. I
Mm.
was kind of cooking. Like,
Passing
yeah.
touchdowns?
Huh?
Passing
Yeah, two passing
Wow.
touchdowns.
How'd it
I was kind
be?
of cooking.
Little
But,
quarterback action.
the real football, like the
Of course.
former name of this podcast.
Of course.
That was terrible, and we'll get into that.
Mhm.
But
A few Canada wins.
yeah, that was fun. Speaking of speaking of Canada wins. I was gonna big. Maybe I just love Antoine. I was gonna big him up for this, but Antoine, go ahead. How was your reading week?
It was all right to say the most. I mean, Canada was definitely like a highlight.
What did you do? Tell everyone.
I went to my first. I don't see how this is controversial. At
Oh
all,
my
because
Nah, it's a little
God.
crazy.
How?
It's
Literally how?
Well,
I
I
went
mean-
to my first ever footy game.
Okay, well, I mean, the only way
Clarify what you mean by first footy game.
First live football game.
First live football game in your 20 years of
live
living.
My
professional
tw-
football game.
Yeah, professional football game in my 20 years of existence.
That's
In your
crazy.
you have never been to a PSG game,
And
a France game,
How much are
Canada
like?
game, TFC
Is
game,
it hard to
nothing.
get PSG tickets?
Yeah. And when I go to France, I
can't-
don't go to Paris
Where do you live?
in the Southwest. So
Okay.
it's kind of hard.
20 years.
That's a little crazy.
Bro, I left France when I was 6 and went to fucking New Brunswick for 4 years. How am I supposed to watch a professional game in New Brunswick?
The New Brunswick trash
Yeah,
cans
okay,
are like
yeah.
really making a
I
statement.
don't think that's that crazy of
To be fair though, when you put it like that, like he was in New Brunswick, like we have been lucky enough to have a competent football team. I mean,
okay.
TFC's
Eli's been to games.
has
No,
he?
he definitely
Yeah,
hasn't.
he's been to
I'm not
games.
sure there's a professional team over there.
No, maybe not in New Brunswick, but you've never been on like a vacation
And what's
over
wrong
here.
with
You've never
that?
been to like anything.
No.
What about like other sports, like basketball,
Okay,
anything?
I have, yeah, of course.
He's a big Jays fan. I know that.
Oh, yes, brother.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's true. He went to a professional baseball game before.
Which is way
A
more
soccer game.
accessible where we are.
Yeah,
Then
tickets
soccer.
are also $20. So
Still, that's outrageous. He's not a baseball
and
fan.
I don't
beer,
think that's outrageous.
And beer.
And beer. For you. Yeah, because I have to drive home.
That is outrageous.
Yeah, but at least he got his first experience, and it was a good
It
experience.
was pretty good.
It's a good experience. Our
Mhm.
strikers actually scored, which is something that
Yeah,
Canada
it was-
has had
it
a
was
very
solid.
big problem with recently. But good for them.
Yeah.
I can't get over that.
Like, I don't see the problem.
How do you not see
I
the
don't-
problem?
I don't.
20,
I mean,
20 years.
allow,
dog.
allow the kid. Allow the kid. Anyways, how was your reading week, Julian?
It was decent. It was a good break. Just needed some time off from school, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's always good to have time at home. Obviously, I have tons of it being a commuter, but to have time at home, not worrying about work.
Yeah.
Is
The academic
even better.
freedom, I call it.
And I locked in for a week on editing some of this work, some of my homework, some
Yeah,
of
there you go.
not schoolwork. That's actually enjoyable for me.
W.
But yeah, no, great week.
That's not work.
What's that?
I said that's not work.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway.
It's a reference that one understand.
Anyway.
We had a few stories go out in the international break. If we're doing this pod chronologically, I feel like we should touch on it first.
Sure.
There was one big story that had us thinking that we should do a pod last week. Wasn't enough of one, but obviously we have to talk about England have appointed their new manager, and it's a German.
It is a German.
It's Thomas Tuchel is taking the reins of the England managerial position. And
Why are you
lads,
shaking your head?
Miles, how do you feel about
Miles, why are you shaking your head?
I just think that it's woke nonsense. I don't really like.
What do you mean? Oh, Chad. It's the opposite of woke
What?
Oh,
nonsense.
sorry. Wait, yeah, it is. Appointing a
It
fucking
is.
manager from an opposing country that are rivals.
Never heard that before. In
Hmm.
I
recent
have,
history.
and I know what you're talking about, and I don't.
And
think,
Jesse Marsh has like been such a staple and made Canada look so
but also,
much better.
but also the rivalries in sports in Europe for soccer is much harsher there, and I think it should be taken way more serious. Whereas Canada is still up and coming country that's not as.
But
But
who
not as much of a staple in the world of footy.
But who cares?
How do you have a problem
I
with
care.
But
no,
do you-
I
do
just
you-
think
but again,
genuinely?
who is the best man available? Probably him.
good for them. They're gonna.
That's
get
what
the
they
right
needed,
manager.
dude.
So there you go.
Yeah, I still think it's fucked.
So if you were English and England win the World Cup in 2026 with Thomas Tuchel at the helm, is a
Which
part
he
of
is kind of. He likes England too. Everyone don't.
is a part of you going like this feels plastic because of Germans at the helm.
It's just not.
Bro, when it's fucking the 90, when we need someone, when
Answer the
a player
question.
needs to come on,
Answer the
he's gonna against Germany in the World Cup final, he's gonna fucking bring on some nobody that's sitting on the bench.
You actually think that?
What are you talking
No,
about?
obviously not. But
Did
I
y'all
just,
hear the we? he put in there?
I just think it's a bit ridiculous. That's kind of it.
I don't see how that's ridiculous.
I think
at
it's
all.
a great appointment. He's
I
a
think
proven
the
winner.
people. I think the mail article that said that
I
it was
like
a
it.
dark day in English football. I think that's fucking ridiculous.
Well, it is ridiculous. Like there's
It's ridiculous that the reaction, not overly, but that there's some reaction that's negative, like yours. I don't see how you see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
It's
get it
too
either.
bad you just don't see it then. I'm not gonna sit here and explain it to you. I already told it to you. It's pretty black and white.
that is prime intro candidate. I like that.
It's pretty fucking easy to see it. It's pretty black and white to me. so.
I love these.
I don't think it's black and white. I think
I
it's a
don't think so
very,
either.
I think it's a very gray area.
It's too bad. Then.
To be fair, I feel like there might be some like cultural things behind this too. Like it's not. It has to do with cultural backgrounds. So like people who have stronger opinions on that as well, as we know he's a politics guy and like that kind of thing, he's gonna have a stronger opinion on that.
But you're not even on the. Don't want to get too personal. You're not even on the side of politics that would be like against this kind of move. Like
what side of politics is that, Julie?
I don't know what you're.
What side of politics is that?
I don't even know.
Welcome back to the Real Politics Podcast.
I don't even. First of all, I don't even know what you're referring to.
I have no
because it
idea.
doesn't make
I don't
any
know.
sense.
I don't know what he's referring to.
Second of
either.
all,
Like-
I'm gonna say this one time.
Like you're not
only.
on the side of the aisle that refers to it's an utter woke nonsense. You know, like
brother.
that's kind of.
what is
You
happening?
clearly don't know me well enough. Then
When your team starts having success, I don't think you'll look at your manager and be like, "Oh fuck, he's getting us wins, but he's fucking German." He's a proven winner. He's a great
For a
man-to-man
fucking
manager.
national team.
He's a proven winner. He's a great man-to-man manager. He's worked in England in the past. He's worked with a lot of English players. I think it ties into how well he's going to do for England. I think England are top 2 World Cup favorites now.
Yeah, I think
Which-
it's their tournament to lose now with Thomas
because they were already favorites with Southgate.
Exactly. And now they have a
Yeah.
better manager.
Now they have a
I
competent
know.
manager. A competent manager, nonetheless, that is a proven winner. Maybe not long term, but as proven.
trophy
he's-
getter and one of the best, if not the best, tournament manager
Yeah.
in the world.
Exactly.
In
Again,
single games, he's one of the best managers in the world.
So I don't know how you can be rooting for England and
Mhm.
are in any way disappointed by this appointment. I don't understand it.
and also I think it comes at the right time too. I don't see this appointment being like I could see him gone in like 4 years, realistically.
His contract runs out after 26.
Because
right?
they did that purposely. Because
Of course.
I think he is just a get me over the hump manager.
Of course.
That's what it is, and I think it's
agree.
good.
I agree. England moving more confidently this international break than United. Crazy.
Like just relax. You guys won. Just be happy.
I thought you'd agree. Well, damn.
It is true.
The only thing with the England reaction that I do understand is the indictment that this is on the English managers that are existing. Because how is there not one man capable enough of taking this team with how good
Who's
the players
the
are?
best English manager right now?
The
Eddie
best
Howe?
options
Eddie
were
Howe.
Eddie
That's what
Howe,
I was gonna say.
Eddie Howe and Graham Potter.
Graham Potter would not.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
Like, are they upgrades over Southgate? Absolutely. But
But is it getting
It's
them
not
over the
Tuchel,
line?
innit?
It's not. It's just
yeah,
not.
but also like would the players buy into a A Graham Potter system? No.
And also one thing that I also like
Very similar.
is
to
Tuchel is he's very strict with his players.
Fair.
Whereas Southgate, he's really buddy with the players, and as we saw, he would play his favorites and wouldn't prioritize the best players for the team. Tuchel, I think he's a little bit more strict. He won't let that slide. He'll play his best players no matter what.
Yeah, I hope he does. Mason Mount's back in the team. No, I'm kidding.
Colin Greenwood.
Well,
I mean, off form.
he's playing well. I don't know if he should be playing, but he's playing well. The law. Hey. Letter of the law. Letter of the law says he can play. So,
Can?
which
No,
is,
okay.
hey, we'll all talk about letter of the law. Don't worry. Seems
Blake
to
is
always-
really excited for this. For
No,
this
I'm
episode.
not. It just seems to always come up. There's always something.
You are excited for this episode.
I don't know if I
You
am.
are. You texted. I think I have receipts of you saying.
Well,
you're
I
excited for
just
this
I had some like motivation,
Mhm.
and then I walked in here, and it
Yeah.
kind of just I felt like.
Mm.
Anyway, that's a different story.
Anyways, Thomas Tuchel appointment. Good,
episode. Great.
good,
Good.
amazing.
Utter woke nonsense.
We're pulling this back up when England are winning games.
But then his
And you're
point, his
happy.
point's still
Yeah.
like I don't think it
My
was
point-
there is a
Dude,
point.
just because it's
Yeah.
a different fucking nationality, it's
I
not
do-
that big of a
I
deal.
just no, I just don't. It's just out of the
It's
ordinary.
really
Something
just not
I
that
just,
big of a deal.
I get what you
Alright, I
mean.
knew-
Like Carlo
it's
Ancelotti was
weird.
gonna go manage Brazil. No one was going crazy. Pep Guardiola was about to manage.
Yeah, like,
Did
manage
it
what
Spain.
happen though?
Pep Guardiola was gonna manage England. No one was saying anything about it until it was Thomas
Uh,
Tuchel, who's a little under Pep Guardiola. Now people are talking
And I
about it.
think the German has a little bit to do with it.
That is the thing, right?
Which
It's the-
again is
of course, sign of the times. It's been 80 years, but you know, what?
Yeah.
What?
Nothing,
What is wrong with that
nothing.
statement?
I just chuckled to
funny.
I just chuckled to myself. I just chuckled to myself. Hey man, if I'll tell you one thing for sure. I bet you a German manager is not gonna coach Poland anytime soon. So like I'm on your side in that sense, Miles. Don't worry, I get you. But
Oh my god, I wasn't expecting that.
I'm just saying, like I get it, bro. Like I anyway.
Hey, look at Canada's managers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a Brit, and now we have an American.
Mhm.
He
Or
was
no,
like
right.
he was like an honorary Canadian though, because he worked with the women's team before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no,
College.
letter of the law. He was a Brit.
And the English manager has still never won the Premier League, lads.
Yep. That's
But
true.
Sir Alex, like I know he's not English, but like
Letter of the law.
letter of the law.
'Cause you're gonna bring
But I
that
mean,
up.
come on, like just which actually makes no sense. I always forget that's a stat.
Yeah, which is crazy because you think of Fergie and you think
But he's
you think
he's
England,
just
he's
not.
Scottish, but you think
I mean Ferguson. It's not an English name, is it?
It's just not.
But he's like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
is it the Premier League? Not the top division, the Premier League,
the Premier League.
Yeah.
Yes,
not English top flight.
yeah. Like Matt Busby in the '60s was cooking.
Right.
Oh, he was.
Is that a real person?
Sir Matt Busby. It's like one of our stand names. The Busby
Of
Babes.
course it is.
Right. When I hate watching United, I
The Munich tragedy.
oh
Fuck.
yikes.
Yeah. Like then took the
Oh,
whole
he-
academy and then won our first European Cup with them.
Oh, I didn't know that. but
Okay.
Can't say I'm well versed on.
You'll tell it was Sir Bobby Charlton's birthday.
Is it?
Happy
Rest in
birthday.
peace. Rest in peace, Bob.
Oh fuck.
No,
Forgot.
it was 1 year of his passing.
Yeah, it was his death day.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, you really do know yourself. Okay, move on. Do you want
All
to talk
right.
about your team? They were early up on in the week. They were the first game. No, they were the second game.
There was more news before that. I feel like.
Oh, was
Well,
there?
There's a lot of news this week.
Was there any international games that are worthy of talking about? Because
No,
I just turned
guys,
off from footy
no,
for that
we're
one.
not-
I'm not gonna lie to you.
No,
What?
this is the problem. There's no way any of you watched the games. Besides you, did
no,
you?
I didn't.
you
No,
were
I
just-
didn't. I shut off. I
don't
shut
think
off.
I don't think I
Well,
did.
you watched one, obviously.
One?
Mother, you were
Oh
there.
yeah. Sorry.
God.
Does that count though? No, okay.
What? This guy. Anyway, who'd you go with, by the way?
Selena
Valid.
and my boy and his
Valid.
girlfriend,
Anyway, we're not. If you guys want to tell me, actually no, we can talk about every international game since you guys say international football is better than club football. Bringing that back too. We can talk about all the games because clearly it's better, even though everyone can't wait for it to be over.
Mm.
Again, you can't have both ways. You can't have both ways. Just like Julian can't.
Can
So-
what?
This is why. This is why we
What?
always talk about Arsenal first because I always like just shoot out my opinions and my thoughts without any without any regard to what the schedule of the pod is. Anyway, someone go ahead.
You're really not a fan of international break, huh?
You are?
I'm not, but I find it interesting. Well, how did Poland do, Blake? Can you tell me? No.
I don't know. I don't know.
Big draw against Croatia.
Right?
Yeah.
Was it Nation League? Nations
is
League?
Nations
Yeah.
League. Somewhat important, I'd say. And then
Okay.
Portugal.
They lost.
Yeah, they lost.
I know that.
Ronaldo goal.
Anyway, I don't think anything else happened besides Pogba coming back.
Pog back.
Oh yes, that's a big story.
It is.
How do you feel about Lask is going to leave Juventus and join a new club at the start of 2025? Rumor has it might be Marseille.
Turkey.
It could be Marseille.
It's gonna be
The
Turkey.
thing is with me
Turkey's
with
a good shout, Loki.
That is a
He
good
does
shout,
have that
actually.
Turkey vibe to him.
the thing is for
How
me
much
with
will
Paul
everyone
Pogba
want?
is that before his ban, it was 30 games in 4 years. He's always had an injury problem
Yeah.
after his prime or after like Man United, even during Man United. He's always had an injury problem. So
For
everyone's hyped that he's coming back, but the injury problem is probably still going to be there. You know, when he joined Juventus, when he came back to Juventus, everyone's put Pog back. First game he gets injured. Could be a similar situation. I wouldn't put it past him. He's also, how old is he now? 32.
Yeah, but he can still do a job.
He could still do a job. I don't think he could. He's 31. He can still do a job. I don't think he can be at his best again.
Like, it'll be, in my opinion. Okay.
This is about to be a crazy.
No, it's
comparison.
not. It's
No,
not. It's
because
not.
when you go like this,
No.
you
Because,
know.
because I'm gonna say this person's name. You guys are gonna laugh. I don't mean it like that. It's like It's like Erickson. Like, you know how, like he. No. Just listen. Just listen.
I'm listening.
Because, he was obviously at Spurs, and then he went to like a smaller club because he had to take a break from football for a reason that was terrible. But he had to take a break from football, right?
Yeah.
So, the Pogba thing is, it's just, I think that can be that his impact. He can go to like a lesser Premier League team or a lesser team like that, but still have an impact, and throw shades of his former self.
And then kind of rebuild his career.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Good job. Good job. It's just, you know what it is though. It was like today in class. It's just when you're not supposed to laugh.
Mm-hmm.
There's just something about it.
I've been getting better at like locking in.
Yeah.
In those moments.
Oh, I did not lock in today.
I saw that.
Bro, that was so funny. Anyway.
Did he really say that?
Yes.
That's insane.
Anyway,
Your
no
last
shame.
lecture?
No shame.
if you guys listening to could be a fly on the wall in our classes, man, you would have a good time.
I mean, we can say it without saying names.
Or we can just not move.
Person
Or we can
X.
just move on because it doesn't.
This really just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't really.
Sorry.
Is that it for the? Is that it for the news? The international break news. That's why it was so long. There's just two big news.
That's the thing. We're
'Cause
like
it's
20 minutes into this
international break.
podcast talking about things that are outdated a week.
I know,
Like we
yeah.
can move on.
Mhm.
Let's talk about Premier League action, boys. There are a few notable ones. Do we start with Arsenal?
No.
No.
We always
No?
start with Arsenal. We
Okay.
can. We always.
No,
start
we
with
can
Arsenal.
start with
Fair.
United. That's fine.
We can start with United.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
start with United.
United with I was gonna say a big. It's
It's a win.
a reasonable
It's
2-1
a-
win over Brentford. You know what? A
3
two-
points.
Brentford were above you in the table, right? So
It's not saying much in it. The whole nation was ahead of us in the table. It was an okay win. It was a decent performance. I don't classify this as a needle-moving performance. I don't think this changes any of the opinions that United fans had going into the game. There's some great moments. Rasmus Højlund back in the score sheet, giving us the winner. He
So
looked
much better than
excellent
Xerxes.
in this game. I absolutely
Also,
agree.
can I get a you were right with the Xerxes thing or not yet?
Not yet.
When are you giving me?
I see a big confidence issue with him.
I think you were right.
Thank you.
I think so.
But that's
For the
thing.
price tag alone, I mean, he's coming off of one good season with Bologna, who was a team that Thiago Motta completely transformed.
He's 20 years old.
He's coming back.
Listen, the kid was never bought to be a starting striker. Unfortunately,
Then
because of
why did you
injuries, he
spend
had
that
to
much
be.
money on him.
That's crazy.
40 million
That's-
quid is not that much in today's market. I'm sorry. It's just not. And that's 40 million euros.
I
Sorry.
mean, that's how much we signed Gabby Jesus for. So, what does that tell you? Prem proven in a sense.
Younger, more potential. Anyways.
These are the clips we need to show. Him delusionally defending his players. This is what we need to show.
No, but it's true. Joshua Xerxes was not brought in to be Man United's starting striker against
he was
Liverpool.
brought in to do something, and he just hasn't.
He did something. He got his 3 points
solid one
against
goal.
Fulham in the opening day. But I'm not saying that he's gonna go on and be a spectacular player. Fuck, maybe he is. He probably isn't. I never expected him to be a Ruud van Nistelrooy. Never did. But he's solid competition for Højlund at this.
I'm not sure he is.
He's a solid backup for Hoyland to striker position. Better than Martial was last season.
I take Igalo over him.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Bro, Igalo
Let's
was good
relax.
for you guys.
No, he wasn't, bro.
Like, what was the comparison you made watching Hoyland and Xerxes?
I said, well, and I was a Hoyland hater too. I've kind of fallen in love
You
with the player
firmly
a little
believe this
bit.
take, right?
Like 80% of me does.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Actually, fucking 100%.
Fuck it.
I just said watching Hoyland compared to Xerxes is like watching Ibra compared to Yaya Sanogo. So it's just man, I don't even know what to say. I'm to be fair though, I'm low key kind of on the Hoyland project. Like
The Hoyland project is
I
there.
see the player now.
he's
I
a good-
see the player.
You see it.
Well, and I did see it before. But we just said we needed goals. But now he's like, if he can be like a lack of threat kind of thing, like
Mhm.
you know, like Lacazette, lack of threat. You know what I'm talking about?
I see.
Like he's like kind of got that build, which can lead into another topic. But go ahead.
I was seeing so many claims at the start of the season now that Hoyland was a flop. Like going through all of United's transfers and seeing Hoyland just going straight up like, no, he's a flop. I don't
You can't judge a
I don't
flop
see
after
how
one
you
season.
label that. Like
Yeah.
and we know flops here at Manchester United. Don't get me wrong. There's an
Sancho,
But-
Anthony, Maguire.
Oh my God, Anthony.
Sancho was shit
Dude,
this
he still
weekend.
fucking plays.
Just saying. I'm leaving him with something. He was shit this weekend.
You
No.
won. You won. What do you mean you're leaving with something? You won. This is what I'm saying. It's the victim. It's the victim mindset. He can't get out of it. They won. You should be attacking me. You should be attacking. You should be like, oh, we won. Like I know it was great, but no, you still want to shit on your team. Victim mindset. I don't like it.
I don't know if you know this, but we're still 12th in the table. So I'm not going to be jumping over
They're
this.
still 12th.
Yeah, 12.
Or 10th, maybe? Yeah.
No, 12.
Ay, Dios
12.
mío,
Don't
man.
bump
Yeah,
yourself
so
too high.
don't expect me to come in here
My
and
bad. My
pretend
bad,
like we're-
My bad.
Do you have the mini on your phone? Should we pull up the table? I'm curious to see if when you
I
pull
have
up
it
the
here.
table on your phone. No, on his phone. Do
Oh
you
my
see
God.
Man United on the front
No,
screen?
you don't. You
Okay.
don't.
With your iPhone 16 that you're getting, you can see it though. right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with the smaller phone, you can't.
And thank you to Miles for his contribution this episode.
You're very
Uh,
welcome.
See you next week.
what was I saying? A few other things about the game. One other thing, our medical staff.
You see what I
It gets
mean,
to a point.
like
You know what I
that's what
mean?
I'm saying.
It gets
No,
to
no,
a point.
no,
Oh,
no,
my
You're
listen,
gonna
no.
shit on the entire
No,
team,
no, no, no,
and then
no,
you go for the
No, hear me out.
medical
Let me
stuff.
land. Let me land. Let me
Not
land.
medical
Let me
stuff.
land. Let me land. Let me land.
I know what
Let
he's gonna
me-
say, bro.
You know exactly what I'm
Wrap
gonna
his
say.
head then. Like fuck.
I know. It's valid. Listen, football is a game of tiny margins, all right? And it comes down to the manager, the players, and even the smallest minute details such as the medical team. When De Ligt goes head to knee and is bleeding, and there's only a few minutes left in the half, you take him off. The medical team needs a quick solution to get him back on the field quick. What do? Scrape him off, a little bit of water, a little bit of Vaseline, go back out there. What are we doing, lads? Put a bandage on that thing. Not only did it happen once, the referee then stopped the game again because the bleeding started again, brought him off again. Medical team did the same thing, and then it happened a third time. And on that third time, guess what happened? Brentford have a corner, and the ball is swung in exactly into where De Ligt would normally be. And it's a free header, and it's a free goal, and we go into that game 1-0 down at halftime because of the stupidity of our medical team.
Look, all I'm saying, Julian.
That could have
Look-
cost Ten Hag's job. That could have cost Ten Hag's job.
You probably would have liked
In a
it
game
to.
of small margins, where if Garnacho's
I'm
finishing
crazy.
wasn't on point that day,
All I'm
and Hoyland
saying-
didn't score that chip, then
All
we
I'm
lose
saying-
that game, and maybe Ten Hag gets fired, all because of that stupid mistake from the
I'm
medical
crazy.
team. I'm
I'm
just saying,
crazy.
a game of small margins,
No, we hear you. All I'm saying.
it makes sense.
All I'm saying is that Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic would have played right through
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Right through
they
that.
But this is the
would've.
point. They're not allowed to now because the ref stops it because there's a little bit of blood coming off. Well, not a little bit of blood. There's a bunch of blood coming off. And then, so I was talking to my kid major girlfriend out there. As soon as they get a little bit of blood on the jersey because of like infections and whatever, you have to take the player off.
Wait, no, that's why they do that.
I know. But a little bit of blood got on the jerseys. That's why they had to take him off so many times because the bleeding wouldn't stop and it would get on the jersey and then he had to come off a few times.
Man. Bring back
Either
Prime
way-
Barclays.
I know.
Oh my god.
If Vidic was playing today and he was bleeding like that, like the same thing would
Why
happen.
can't?
You know what I mean?
Like, why? There's always something, Julian.
What do you mean it's always that costs us a goal?
I know.
That could
I
almost
mean,
cost us
it
points.
was still from a corner, like at that point.
And
To be fair, no,
not
no.
to mention
It was exactly.
Not to mention, Brentford were going to score regardless, based off how they were playing and how you were defending.
Yeah, and you got scored off from a corner. So if there's any a time where you should have like been set to defend a attack, it should be from a corner.
No, I completely agree. But now instead of I forget the player for Brentford that scored. Pinnock. Usually it would be Delict marking him, and Delict is a monster in the air. Because Delict wasn't on the field, the low was marking him instead.
Ah,
He knows. He fucking knows.
And because of that, Pinnock gets a much easier header than it would have been if Delict was on the field, and therefore, goal. So
Let's not
it's
let's
small
not let
margins
that
like
let's
that,
not
lad.
let that distract us from the fact that Manchester United's first half was shambolic all around.
The first 20 minutes, I
The
thought.
first half all around, it was shit.
It got
And
better
then they
through the
picked it
half.
back up in the second half. Full credit to you.
yeah. You played
First
well
half was
second
shit. Brentford should have scored somewhere in there. It happened.
Also, I turned it off like when it was 45 plus like 3, so I didn't see the goal because I was like, all right, well, it's over now. Not over, like the
Yeah,
half
like-
was over.
Go
What?
on
No,
a
I missed-
walk. Yeah.
Yeah. They're just such a frustrating team.
You
man.
won, so I don't see.
No, I'm kinda,
But this isn't a needle-moving win. Just because we win 2-1
I get it.
in small fashion against Brentford, I'm not going to come to the pod and just be over the moon. I'm sorry.
okay,
We're
well,
gonna be the realist, and I thought I was a realist when we drew to that Dutch team in the Europa League
20.
because I don't I'm not
it's not
like
realism. It's called delusion, bro.
I try not to be overreactionary when I don't have to be.
Yeah, because you guys are lame.
So just like in that moment where I wasn't sounding the alarm, I'm not gonna come here and pretend like everything is fine now because of one simple win, and I think that's a valid take.
Yeah, it's
It
valid.
is valid.
It's valid. It's just like just you just always complain about something that's not about.
You just
the
want
field.
more entertainment. I agree.
Well, I
I'm coming
do.
with some entertainment because I have my gripes. All right.
Yeah, you're griping about like the medical staff. Like it's like when you used to come on the.
Not getting views for us. I'm sorry.
What did you say?
It's not getting. That clip's not getting views.
Oh yeah.
No.
No, it's not. Well, it's just like first it was the medical staff, or first it was the Glazers, and then it was like I don't know, probably something else, and now it's the medical staff.
If that happened
and-
to Arsenal, you would be mad at the
like
medical
every.
Would you
tier of the
go on a
club is just
5-minute rant on a
shambolic.
podcast about it? Probably not. But you would be upset at that.
Yeah.
Probably would.
Okay. Well,
Probably. Would. Let's be honest.
Like-
I don't have to talk about Arsenal this week.
no,
It's
you
fine.
can.
No,
well,
no,
I think-
yes,
I think you should.
Yes, you
I
do.
don't want to.
I just feel like you love your club so much that you would go on this 5-minute rant willingly.
Sure.
Not to annoy us, but to really just get the point across.
Yeah. Let's go to Arsenal.
Let's
shall
go to Arsenal.
we? Oh my god, I've been looking forward to this.
Oh, guys, I can't.
Oh my
Guys, I
god.
can't do this. So,
Bournemouth 2, Arsenal 0.
I think
First of all, Blake, how do we feel about Bournemouth
yeah,
now?
officially revoked my
No,
fandom.
you-
The Cremo though will forever be in my.
You can't remove the fandom when the team is looking as exciting as ever. Just
Yeah.
because they beat.
Bro, they
Antoine, bro.
Arsenal. That was like the most shambolic performance I've ever seen. Like even before the sending off, which was a red. I'll say it 1,000 billion times. Was a red.
Mhm.
Not the issue I have. Once
Mhm.
again.
Mhm.
However,
We
we
hear
played
you.
terrible. They probably were gonna score, despite the fact if we got a red or not. The free kick, the corner goal they scored, rather fantastic, great goal. The penalty, I mean, let's be honest, I was checked out by then, so whatever. And Martinelli, you guys are right.
Thank you.
Well, you're not.
Yes!
You're not right. Like
War is over.
you're not right. He's still a decent-ish player, but
He's like a.
like genuinely, but he has to score that. Like there is no reality where he doesn't need to score that. And we need a player in that position who should score that. And Trossard probably does score that. However, Trossard also has gotten a red card already this season and played a suicide pass for no effing reason to Saliba.
Selling again.
So both of the left-sided wingers in this game were just absolutely shambolic, and I just don't know. It's just head loss. It's just head loss. And you know where this all goes back to? I think this is where it all started. Well, no, but for me, this is where it all started. The freaking Bayern game. It all started from there. I'm telling you.
How? Give me a timeline.
I can't. All I'm saying
It
is,
was like April.
yeah, and it came up on my For You page again, and every time I watch it, it's just such a pen. And you've seen the no. Listen.
We're
Let me
still on this?
let me land. We've seen the penalties given for Real Madrid this season have been shambolic.
Okay.
No,
Fair enough.
there's a stigma. In my opinion, there's a stigma, or maybe I'll give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's subconscious. Maybe it's subconscious and they don't know. But Mr. O'Neill said it the best in the interview, which I'm not going to play, but he said in the interview after
Who's O'Neill?
of Gary.
O'Neill.
Oh, Gary O'Neill.
Yeah, of Gary. And Gary O'Neill said it the best after the Manchester City game. He said, look, lads, I'm going to be honest. There's no way that there's any agenda against someone like Wolves, because he kind of self-realized that there just isn't. They're not a big enough team for that to happen. However, do referees subconsciously in the back of their mind have a bit of a bias towards Manchester City with Erling Haaland, with Pep Guardiola, with Kevin De Bruyne, without them even knowing? Do they subconsciously have this agenda that, maybe they're going to get the call because they're just so good? How would they not get the call? So again, I think the Big Six benefit from calls in general. But at the same time, we look across the league, that Adebayo challenge
Is a yellow card.
But it's so is it similar?
It is similar, but it's a yellow card. And I'll
But
tell you why.
again,
There's two main reasons why it's.
Can
Go ahead.
if VAR, like you said,
Mhm.
you have been a big hater of it.
Mhm.
If we want to trust the referee's instinct on the field, for the most part, it should be clear and obvious error. In this regard, I do think it was a red. So I think that VAR was used properly. I'm being self-aware. I don't see how the situations between the two different circumstances in the Chelsea and in the Arsenal game, how they were that far apart, because they weren't. They were more similar than they were directly different, in my opinion. And at that point, it's like, how do I not take it personally as an Arsenal fan? Because there's been times when people have kicked the ball away before they really cracked down on it, like in the past couple of weeks, and no one's been given a yellow card for it. It happened in the City game. It happened in even the West Ham game. Like the guy kicked, or not the West Ham game, the Brighton game. Is that what the Declan Rice got sent off? Was it Brighton?
Yes, it was.
Even that, he got kicked in the leg and nothing happened, but he got sent off for it. At the end of the day, all I'm going to say is I think referees probably do have some sort of a bias in their mind, even if it's subconscious. And now, what I was saying before, and then you guys can totally speak because I'm talking for a while, but now think about it. The next Arsenal game that happens, the referee, whoever's judging it, whoever's officiating it, is going to go into that game and think about it two ways, in my opinion. That's how I would look at it. Subconsciously, at least. They're going to say, okay, Arsenal have a very lackluster disciplinary record recently, so I'm going to make sure that I don't want to get in trouble by their fans or the FA or whoever, whatever. I'm going to make sure that I'm a little more lenient than I usually am. Or they're going to do the reverse. They've had a terrible disciplinary record. We need to crack down on them. If there's anything marginally 50-50 that could be a red card, they're going to give it. But these are subconscious thoughts that happen just because of overlaying stuff that happens over time. So I think that's a genuine fact that needs to be talked about.
So how would you correct this?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know if there is a correction to that.
But it's not fair.
The big games create big pressure, and big pressure is probably going to create more mistakes.
Right. And exactly. Liverpool versus Chelsea is a bigger game than Bournemouth Arsenal. Mm-hmm. They don't want to change the fact. Brighton and Arsenal is a smaller game than Liverpool Chelsea.
I'm not saying the toss and yellow is a mistake. I'm not saying that.
It's not.
I understand where you're coming from. They are slightly different, but they're more similar than they are directly far apart, and that should be noted. And this has happened so many times against Arsenal that there has to be something to be said. And at the end of the day, we freaking sucked at the weekend. We were terrible. That was the most disgraceful performance I've seen from Arsenal in a long time. Arteta had no courage. He didn't bring on the most creative midfielder we had. He took off a winger who I thought everyone was saying Sterling played well in the first half. I thought he was really not that good. He was so wasteful. But he took off he took off one of our three attacking outlets to bring on a defender against Bournemouth instead of just shifting Declan Rice center back. He played very, very defensive. And we can't do that. So anyway, there's a lot of things wrong with the game, but those are just my opinions.
So you're saying is not a red card. It is a red card. Tosin's thing. There's two main reasons why it's not a red card. The first one is because there's literally a defender right next to Tosin Adebayo, right next to, and don't pull the Ben White shit because he's far away and he's further.
I'll show you a screenshot.
And the second thing is that the ball that is played to Jota is played towards the touchline, whereas the suicide pass that Trossard played is directly played in front of the goal. And that's why it's not a red card. Because if it was played in front of the goal, then maybe it would have been a red card. But it wasn't. What are you showing me?
But that's what I think you're proving our point with that. Mate.
How?
Look how far apart Ben White is from the actual play, where Levi Colwell is directly next to them.
But he's still
Directly next to him.
But they're both not last man. But
If
they're
Tosin
both last-
Adarbayo
they're
does
both
not,
last
if
man.
Tosin Adarbayo
They're
does
both
not
last man.
tackle,
It has to be a denial of a clear and obvious goal-scoring opportunity.
Letter of the law says
Letter of the law.
letter of the law.
Exactly. Letter of the law, there's still opinion in it, apparently, because there's, in some opinion, why is he not just running away and Levi Cole is not catching up to him? There's opinion to it. The letter of the law says it has to be denial of a clear goal-scoring opportunity.
It wasn't
but
clear.
that in itself,
But it wasn't clear.
It wasn't clear.
That's opinionated.
How is
I
that
don't
opinionated, brother?
think that's opinionated.
In
Watch
my
the ball.
opinion, in my fucking opinion, he could technically just have run away and Levi Cole couldn't have caught him up.
Yes, he absolutely could have. Because one, Levi Cole was
Hold on,
ball
I'm
side,
not doing this.
and
I'm
two,
over it.
the ball was going to the touchline, not the goal. The suicide pass that Trossard plays to
Whatever.
Saliba is going straight to the goal. If Saliba doesn't tackle Evan Nielsen is through on goal and he's scoring that. Whereas if Tosin Adarbayo does not tackle, who is it, Jota?
Yeah.
If he doesn't tackle Jota, Levi Cole is one is catching up and two, the ball's going out. It's not a direct goal scoring opportunity.
Okay, I said my piece, you said your piece. I hate doing this every week. It's actually exhausting. Like, you guys have no fucking idea what it's like. Like, genuinely, you don't.
What do you?
No,
what?
it's exhausting.
You're
Guys-
acting like you've been through war here. What is it?
Have you noticed the fucking... Okay.
Have you noticed the what?
Bro, have you not watched the games, like, when we had red cards? How, like, they're not just red cards. They're, like... There's always something. Why did there have to be another one so similar? Why this didn't have to be a controversy, but it just happened because of course it did. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys,
But they're different scenarios,
But-
Blake.
they're still similar. Like
But
you're
they're
acting
not
like
the
you guys look at me
same.
like I'm a fucking baby. Oh, but they're different, Blake. Like you need to understand. No, I'm hot-headed because it keeps happening, and you guys look at me like I'm fucking crazy. That there's no coincidence. That this should just be. I should just let it go.
They're
Because
similar. I agree.
no, but you look at me like I'm stupid. That this isn't that I shouldn't feel some unjustness for at least one of the 3 red cards that we've gotten given.
Well, yeah, obviously. Some of them have been wrong.
I mean, Julian certainly hasn't been on my side on any of them. So I just annoying. No, it's just frustrating that I have to come on this podcast every week. Frustrating that my team lost. Frustrating that I have to talk about another fucking red card controversy. And then for you guys to look at me like I'm fucking stupid. I'm not. It's frustrating. And you need to understand that there are similarities. And that if you were in my position, you would be losing your mind.
Can you see our side of it as well?
Yes, but you guys clearly don't seem to see my side.
I see your side.
See your side, mate.
I just feel like you're not seeing our side. Because if Tosin doesn't tackle, what happens?
I just told you what my opinion on it was.
How are they? One of the fastest center backs in the Premier League.
Like honestly, when I saw it live, I kind of thought it was a yellow too. But it's the same thing when I saw this one live. You look at the replay and Ben White was like far away, but he could have got there.
No, he can't.
Of all 3 red cards that you've gotten this
I
season,
told you this one
Do you
was
think
the
this
most
is-
red. Yes, I've
Okay.
said that 7
Yeah,
times.
he has.
that's true. No, I'm sorry.
It's just in comparison, and I get it. But like again, red cards are they're opinionated too. We could have just talked about how shitty we played, but then there had to be another controversy. There had to be one so similar to it for people to talk about it. And that's what's frustrating, is that it just seems like there's always something similar that doesn't go in our favor. Every single week or every single controversy. There've been,
I think so many teams have that argument, is what I'm saying.
bro,
Obviously,
Arteta's been
you're gonna
appointed.
think that way because
Because you support
because
that
you
team.
digest the most Arsenal and you feel the most connected
but
towards Arsenal.
everyone's talking
You're not
about
gonna
it.
remember
Like,
the time in April when maybe Nottingham Forest was denied a few points, but you're gonna remember it with Arsenal. Like you're gonna remember all your red cards and all of that. And I bet if we brought on like a Wolves fan or something on this podcast, they would give us example after
I'm
example
sure
after
Wolves are mad too.
example.
I'm sure Wolves are mad too.
So
They got done out by VAR too.
if you want to have a genuine reffing conversation about the decisions that they be making towards the entire league, I'm absolutely
I've
here
done
for
that.
it. I'm
No,
absolutely
you
here for it.
don't though.
No,
Because
no,
it's
I am
Arsenal,
here for
you
it.
don't know.
I am here for it. No, I am here for it.
God,
Bro, there's a big, is there not a big, there was a debate from Arsenal fans, whatever, about City's goal, their winner against Wolves, it was a bit controversial because Bernardo Silva was hounding the keeper, and by the time that the actual header by John Stones went in, people were debating like, okay, should that be considered offside or not? On the field, it was ruled offside,
Yep.
and they overturned it. That was controversial. If I bias in any way, I'd be so happy to go. Oh my God, Wolves robbed, City getting away with it again. These cheating scums, whatever. But just look at these things objectively, mate. All right.
Again, you're coming at me for my opinions again. This is exactly why I don't like fucking doing this. I just fucking told you that every single time we do this, I tell you that that I feel like there's an injustice. You say, look at it objectively. I'm not talking about the other team. I'm talking about us right fucking now. And everyone, sure, they might have the same opinions, but then you say, oh, but just look at it objectively. No, I can't, because it keeps happening to us. This happens. It's been 3 game weeks. Arteta has had the most red cards since he's been appointed. Arsenal had the most red cards over any team in the league. And you're telling me the reputation of Granit Xhaka and the reputation of other players didn't have something to do with that? When a card would have been 50-50? Happened with Bruno the other fucking week. And you're going to tell me that these biases, these small little things do not come into play and look at it objectively? No, because they don't look at it objectively.
I think going that far out and saying that the referees are inherently, subconsciously biased.
They are. They must be.
But I think that's a.
I can't wait for something bad to happen to United, like refereeing wise, and you're gonna be on your ass because you guys don't understand, because it hasn't happened to you recently. You clearly don't understand. It's the most frustrating thing ever.
If you psychoanalyze every single Premier League game, I'm sure you can find like
No.
10 Premier. Or
So
10
why isn't it
refereeing
here?
mistakes.
Why isn't it here?
What do you mean? Why isn't it here?
Why aren't we talking about it?
We are.
No, we're not. We're talking about the Arsenal one, not the ones that happened in random games that it didn't occur. We're talking about the ones that happened.
Because
Give me examples. I don't
because
care.
you're the biggest club, and obviously we're going to talk
No,
about
but
it.
I don't
because it's your
care
club.
if we're the biggest club. This is the biggest league. I'm sure one of us would see it somewhere on some football news page.
because
but you
guys are
haven't. No, but you
directly-
haven't
because
this
you guys
season.
are directly
No,
challenging
but you
for
haven't
the
this
title.
season. You haven't this season. You guys look at me, and I get I'm being a little like annoyed right now. But you guys, I swear, you look at me like I'm a lunatic when I tell you how I feel, and I give you a scenario that makes sense about how people objectively look at games, and it's hard to not be somewhat subconsciously biased, and I'm never gonna get through to you. So that's why there's just no point anymore.
How do you feel about this, Miles? Do you think there's an Arsenal agenda?
I mean, like, I don't know how to answer that, to be honest. because
Just slaved my wife away, and he said,
no,
I don't know.
no, I'm listening to you, and I'm listening to both sides of the story, and you know,
I get where you two are coming from.
because
Thank you, Blake.
we briefly talked about this the other day. Like, it's very frustrating that it somehow continues to keep happening. But at the same time, like, what the fuck is Arteta teaching these guys in training? Like, how have we got like the first 2 were 2 yellow cards. Don't be a fucking idiot when you get the first yellow. Someone needs to tell all of our players that. And second of all, with those decisions, it's like ever since we've had VAR, we've had these issues. Just like it sucks, and you move on, and nothing happens, and it is what it is, and you go to bed pissed off. And that's the life we live in. And you have to deal with it. It's the best league in the world. It's entertaining. I love the Premier League. That's just the way it goes.
And once again,
So-
we played horrible. Like I
played
never did
fucking-
not say
we
that.
played
Like we
terrible.
didn't lose because of the red card.
We played
Like
so poorly.
obviously we probably did in a sense. We probably found a winner or whatever. But we played terrible. We didn't deserve to win. But again, I brought up the Bayern thing, and don't laugh at me when I say this, because again, in my opinion.
No, because you said this earlier. You said you said this earlier.
No,
You
'cause
said
I'm
when you're
fucking
not
heated,
supposed to
bro.
laugh, it's harder
It's
not
fine,
to
bro.
laugh. And you said it yourself, so now you can't do
I'm
that.
actually never having sympathy for any of your fucking teams ever.
You
again.
can't do that. You can't do
Nah,
that.
it's
Like, just finish your
frustrating.
thought.
Because
Finish your
in
thought.
my opinion, that was the most blatant. Like I've seen so many penalties given, like since that point, that are so much softer than that. I don't want to hear what the fuck you guys.
So you're
have to
saying
say.
there's also
no. I don't literally.
So
do
there's
not-
also a.
I don't care what you think because you're just gonna disagree with me.
I'm not going to disagree with you. Do you think? I'm asking you a question. Do you think that there's an Arsenal agenda on the European stage as well?
I don't know, but all I know is that genuinely, I believe in all of my heart that should have been a penalty. In all of my heart, in all of my being, that should have been a penalty. And it starts, and that's why I said it starts from there, because it just keeps adding on. And again, that one doesn't directly relate, but it just adds to my frustration. And every time something like this happens again, I just get even more angry that why?
Rightfully so. Of course.
So whatever. We can move on.
It's not
because-
whatever. Julian, I remember you sent a little screenshot after the Arsenal loss.
I don't know if you should.
I think I
don't know if
should.
you should bring it up right now.
He said, can't remember the last time Arsenal lost a game where their fans just accepted defeat without going on about how there is a huge conspiracy against them every single time. Blake, thoughts?
I'm not saying exactly what I said. I just said it 30 seconds ago about how we deserve to lose.
But
okay.
like that take, I mean. Do you agree with what Julian?
Bro, yeah, Arsenal fans get mad, but rightfully so. For these thing, rightfully so. Yeah, some of us are crazy. Every fucking fan base is crazy.
I think there's a valuable conversation to be had in this Arsenal performance. All right, because they got a few injuries out, and like, let's not beat around the bush. Like, they played pretty bad on the weekend. I think talking about the referees and stuff takes the value away from that important conversation that we need to have. All right, so if like, what's one thing that actually needs to change in terms of the way you play, coached, etc.
Also, what happened when Nottingham Forest beat Liverpool? We said nothing.
Here we go.
No. What? Do you have a genuine fucking issue with me?
We did not say nothing.
No, we did.
No.
I came on here, looked into that camera, and said the Arnie slot agenda starts now.
No, but you were half joking.
Also,
but-
Blake,
okay.
we do not have two Liverpool fans on this podcast.
great.
Obviously, with the fandom around this table, we're going to talk about a few certain clubs more than we're going to talk about others.
But again, everyone online is like, "Oh, title race over." Oh, Arsenal, like, who knew? Soft underbelly, like this is the old Arsenal showing. No one said shit when Liverpool lost. They just laughed at them. But because it's Arsenal, once again, people love to see us lose more than any. More like United and City are like the top two, and then I think it's us. Like, they love to see us lose.
I don't know.
I'd put you over City.
Probably.
I
But
saw,
either way,
saw people shaming Liverpool the same way that you.
I
were being
did.
shamed
I
right
did
now.
see that.
Again,
to
maybe
be
I'm
fair.
just in a whatever they call it. What do they call the whole the
in a vacuum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. Anyway, I think it's a blip. I think it's a blip.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So Saliba now misses Liverpool, which is not good,
Yeah.
and then he misses the game after that, which is another.
No,
good
I
one.
don't think he does. I
But
think
this
he's
is
okay.
Newcastle because then then you have a Carabao Cup game, so he's back for Chelsea.
I thought it's just the one game. I think it's just
I
one.
thought it was 3 games if it's a direct red card.
I think it's
unless they
I think it's different because it's like got upgraded or something. I don't know. Maybe not.
unless they like challenged for it.
I thought it was only. I saw somewhere there was only one, but either way, I think this game is 70% on Arteta. He was so weak-minded. Taking off Sterling, who again I need to give more time because I said this with Havertz early and he's now one of our best players, but he took off our attacker. He didn't play Waneri at all. Well, we played him in the 89th minute. It's like you look at that midfield. It's Declan Rice, it's Marino, and it's Thomas Partey.
How did Marino play?
He just looked tired.
There's a point that I need to make. I'm sorry, but I need to make it. I want to throw it back to a couple weeks ago when Miles said, and I quote,
Again,
"We're gonna have a left side of Calafiori, Marino, and Martinelli. You guys are fucked."
yeah, it's almost like our team isn't even fully healthy. Marino only works if Odegaard or a creative midfielder's there. Marino is playing the creative midfielder role,
Fair enough.
so that doesn't work. And Martinelli, you're sure maybe Martinelli's been terrible. He's not good enough right now.
He isn't. Yeah. So what are you feeling ahead of Liverpool? How do you think it's gonna pan out?
I honestly think we'll probably win because we have to, and I've trusted this team enough. I'm trying to be more positive in sports teams this year, and
Valid.
genuinely, like I said, we'll win the Champions League. So I'm backing my team. Like, we need to win. There's no other option. Like, a draw is not good enough. We have to win at home. We have to play our game. Like, fucking play in one area at this point. Honestly,
I thought bringing him on with 5 minutes to go,
it
down 2-0, was a little bit.
was disgraceful.
Disrespectful. For the
Yeah.
player.
What are we doing? Play the kid, bro.
Yeah.
What is happening? He's our most creative central midfielder, and that's a crucial role in the system we play. So you're trying to fit players who don't play that role. And I love Arteta, and of course, managers make bad decisions. I understand, and he's made a bunch of good decisions, but this one I think was a very, very, very much on him. And I bet you, if this was Liverpool, Saka played, and I'm not even mad that he didn't play.
Oh, that's
Which
another.
is another
that's
thing.
another fucking gripe of mine.
Arteta has blood on his hands
Mikel.
for the FPL points that I'm.
I
missing
know.
Oh
this
my
week.
god.
But again, like, that's another issue, right? Like, not an issue, but again, we didn't have our full squad, whatever. But if this was Liverpool, like, let's say Liverpool was yesterday or on the weekend,
Uh-huh,
he
yeah.
would have played.
He
So
would've played?
he would have played 100%.
Arteta does that sometimes.
He does always say something.
Feel my phone right now. Holy shit.
Why?
This is off topic. Bro, I just had it like right here.
Oh shit.
That's
Charging.
crazy. Feel nice.
Anyway, so
Holy shit.
I think it's a blip as well.
yeah, but also like that.
I see where you're coming from. Like, I'm not trying to challenge you on that. I just think that it was a yellow card. That's where I'm.
Yeah.
That's where we're not level-headed
Yeah.
with. But
Also, generally, that midfield trio can never happen again.
Tell me
Like
what?
that midfield trio just cannot happen ever again. It just
Yeah,
can't.
that's. Whew.
it's too defensive.
Like exactly what I mean.
If you need creativity, start in one area.
That's
what
yes.
I'm saying,
it's
bro.
just it seems simple.
Arteta's not very good at playing the youngsters. I feel
No.
like
Well,
Yeah.
ever since he came in, I mean, like his reputation is not one
Yeah.
to play the
once
youngsters.
once Odegaard comes back,
That's why Chino Obi Martin
Which
came to
is-
get it.
Well, of course,
Which is when?
think November probably. But anyway, that was a long-winded Arsenal talk. But
It's all good.
Anywho, yeah, let's
so like there weren't other really big topics in the game. We already touched on the City game. So
Yeah.
give your disaster class. It's going wrong for you for club and country.
again, I didn't even like.
It was just a giveaway. That's what I mean.
I like again. I didn't even. I know Rad took him down, but again, like I didn't even.
Mm.
I didn't watch the play. I was checked out by then. So
Bro, even Ramsdale had a disaster class this weekend.
he
Yeah.
made a
It
nice
was
save,
just
though.
brutal.
what happened? What did he do?
He made one nice save. I texted the group chat beauty
Mhm.
save by Ramsdale.
Yeah,
and
I
then
was-
he stank up.
Hey,
So
Bert,
they're
make it
holding on to a draw in the last minute, Southampton,
Yeah.
and then a corner.
Down
Was
a
it a
man.
corner comes in, or just a
Uh,
shot comes in.
Something like that.
He parries it, goes through his fingers, and yeah,
Jordan Ayew.
Jordan fucking Ayew.
He
Straight out
always-
of Crystal Palace. Which, by the way, we should actually talk about
yeah,
Crystal
let's
Palace
let's go to Crystal Palace
because 18th in the league
with
right
that
now.
squad.
With that squad, after everyone was hyping up Oliver Glasner
Bro,
at
we
the end of the
predicted
season,
them. Oh
I
my
think it's time
God.
to go.
Yeah, and that transfer window, like it's
That's insane, dude. Let me roll it back to my Prem predictions. I had Crystal Palace in 8th.
That's
Oh
crazy.
my
Also,
God.
you want to know what's utter woke nonsense? The fact that Prime Video has hockey games now.
Yeah.
That's utter woke nonsense.
Crazy.
Yeah,
It's eventually going to leave TSN.
Yeah.
Or sorry, Sportsnet.
so sad. Anyway, sorry boys.
We have a starting
It's
lineup
random. So
of
random.
Dean Henderson, Mark Gahey, who was heavily linked to Newcastle
Yeah.
this year, Maxence Lacroix, Chalobah, Munoz, who had a great Copa America, Jefferson Lerma, Will Hughes. Okay, sure, not very.
How is
proven.
Will Hughes still playing?
I
I know what the.
Guys,
Tyreek Mitchell, one of the most hyped young fullbacks in England right now. Eberechi Eze, who stayed at Crystal Palace this season. Eddie Nketiah, who was a very decent backup striker for Arsenal.
Yep.
Clear starter for Crystal Palace. And Daichi Kamada, who's bossing it in Bundesliga, and you still can't get results after playing that well at the end of last season.
That's ridiculous.
It's
Was
Some-
Elise
nowhere
that
to get
important to
goals.
this team?
that's what it is. They just can't score.
They can't score.
They can't. They have 4 total goals this season.
It's almost as many as United though. Fuck.
They have 7.
Sorry, I had to.
So they have how many points?
They're on 3 points,
You know, one of them came against United.
and none of them are from
No
wins. 0
team.
wins
That
this season.
0-0.
That Dean Henderson
There you
masterclass.
go.
My God.
Yeah, 0 wins this season.
Oh my God, it's Smats. Sorry.
What?
It's back to the time when I have to watch during the podcast. I know, I shouldn't do it.
It's all good.
It's
Just unprofessional.
it's still game 6. Like I feel like it's still early enough that I'm like
Mhm.
I need to watch as much as I can
Game 6.
6th game of the
this
season.
season. I see. Any other crazy games happen? Again, I know what you mean now. When you said the other week, like you said you didn't watch a lot of Prem footy. It's so hard to watch when your team loses.
I know.
I would.
Try being a neutral.
Oh, we'll watch the Chelsea Liverpool game. We can talk a little bit more about it, I guess. But yeah, true, that makes sense. But like, oh my God, I couldn't watch a Chelsea Liverpool game. Like, even though I wanted like a draw or whatever, I just couldn't watch it. I was just I did, but it was so
I
terrible.
struggled too. And that was after my team won.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prem this is a tough watch.
Prem right now isn't at its peak.
No.
It's not Prime Bar. I mean, literally, our last podcast name was Prime Barkley.
Well, because it was.
It was Prem Barkley last week just because
What,
of Spurs.
Tottenham losing?
Yeah.
Just because of Spurs.
Oh my God, by the way, the Kudus head loss this weekend. Did you see it?
Oh yeah, talk about that.
Wow.
Was crazy.
Wow.
What a
see it.
dummy.
So he had West Ham ahead against Tottenham
Yeah,
this weekend.
Did his little stupid
Did a
chair
little stool celebration,
Fucking hate
which
that
I
shit.
like.
No, I don't like it.
I actually like.
What was it?
A little stool celebration. I'm
The
not a fan
only
of it.
the only part I don't like is he has to kick off like an 8-year-old off the stool.
That's not bad.
Brother.
Oh.
And then eventually they go down 4-1,
Yeah.
3-1, and he has just absolutely had loss. Just tears down like 2 Tottenham players, and
Just terrible.
just gets sent off. And one of those like Granit Xhaka kind of red cards. Just absolutely, what is he doing? I'm sorry, but it's true,
Granit Xhaka had like one moment where he flipped off the fans.
and he will forever be known as.
Mm,
He made up.
not in
He
our-
did.
Not in
make-
our eyes.
Now he's 86 rated on FIFA. So
Yeah,
Is he
now he's a fucking walkout.
86 rated on
It's a
FIFA.
fucking walkout.
It's
Like,
a
is
decent
that
little card
crazy?
too, no? Or he has no pace.
I think he still doesn't have
Nah,
pace.
He's like all
I'll check my
around
career mode. Check my career mode when I get back.
Is it 86 on career mode where like?
No, he's
It
86
evolves?
Ultimate Team.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's solid.
Pretty sure.
That's.
I mean, it makes sense. Best
Yeah.
midfielder, well, unless you include Wirtz, but
Yeah.
in a team that goes undefeated in the Bundesliga. Anyways,
Pretty good.
is the Premier League still the most entertaining league in the world?
Yes, guys.
Yes.
That the
not next weekend with El Clasico.
Not next weekend.
yeah, true.
I don't think
So you were telling me earlier, sports this next weekend.
next weekend we have El Clasico. We have Marseille PSG, which is always a banger,
Mhm.
especially because of fans.
I agree with you.
Always a banger. And then we have Liverpool Arsenal as well.
Be good.
It's gonna be a great weekend for football.
Also a banging UFC card.
Which you're not gonna watch with me. But anyway, I actually can't. It's on Saturday, right?
But in the afternoon, because it's in Abu Dhabi.
And Inter Juve as well.
I will not be watching
Has
that. I
no
can tell you.
draw
Yeah,
written
I can
all-
tell.
That's one no
I
draw
can tell you that.
written.
I can tell you that for a fact. Like I'm rooting interest for you and PSG. I have like El Clasico's El Clasico. Yeah, I'm just not. Like, there's no
The
way. I'm fucking-
disrespect, man. The disrespect.
You're not watching either.
I might tune in.
What is even on?
Huh?
What is even on?
It's on Fubo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, I'll be watching PSG Marseille. Very excited for that. Very anxious for that, honestly.
I know. I'm so scared for Liverpool Arsenal too. But whatever.
Guys, I want a Fubo deal so badly.
A what?
This is off topic. I want a Fubo deal so badly.
Fubo deal? Yeah,
Maybe
we need one.
we'll get there.
We'll get there. No.
I want to know when the rights like run out. See like what the field is. See who gets it. Make some
Yeah.
connections.
Nah, I think Fubo has it locked down for a couple of years.
Like 2030 type shit.
We
Somebody
take that.
should Look that up. They need to. I hate.
But boys, we have
Okay.
Champions League.
Well,
Hey! You take
honestly,
that back.
honestly, it's grown on me. It's grown
What
on
has?
me. The platform as a whole has grown on me.
Has their UI
Fubo?
gone better?
It has, I think.
Oh wow.
And also, it's gone better, but also, I don't know how they don't have a PlayStation application yet.
Oh, they don't.
They don't have a PlayStation application, which is terrible.
We're talking about Fubo. Right?
Yeah,
No, I love their app. It is terrible they don't have a PlayStation thing, but
their app is it's better.
super user friendly.
the-
There's a bunch of channels. What?
Are you?
I'm being serious.
The only thing is they don't have what I love. DAZN also has a
Okay.
terrible app too. The only thing I don't like is they don't have like a gold feature. Like they should have the thing that DAZN does. where you
Oh,
can,
like the little like.
but DAZN
yeah,
is
yeah.
terrible too. They're both
Yeah, I don't
terrible.
fuck with the zone.
They both have terrible aspects.
Yeah.
Sponsor us either way.
I love Fubo. I love Fubo. There's Champions League in the mid. at
Andy
the mid-
Petr-
Listen, man,
Trilla?
if I was willing to pay $20 a month for Premier League football, man, I'd be
There's
all
Champions
over
League
that.
at the midweek, boys, and we haven't talked about it yet.
Oh my God, we play tomorrow.
You
This
play
is the thing
tomorrow.
about the new
We
Champions
play
League format, bro. Like, I can't even get that excited about it because I don't know what games are going on this week.
It would have been the same thing. There would have been the same amount.
I
of
would have
games.
known. I would have known the games because I wouldn't have known the groups. You see what I'm saying?
Well, also your
Yeah, fair
team's
enough.
not in it.
Fair enough.
So.
Yeah.
Who do you guys play, Blake?
That's a good point.
Shakhtar.
Shakhtar Donetsk, who
Hey.
are last, I think.
If we
My
go-
prediction
Are
about
they
you
last?
guys going undefeated, it's still alive, and I'm feeling pretty good about
it's
it.
been 2 whole game weeks, but
You got one of your hardest games out the way,
yeah.
Wouldn't call
Just-
that a hard game. Holy fuck!
just
the way
Inter
we played.
away, and then boom.
You know what? I kind of know what you're saying.
Oh my god.
Like I don't.
Oh my god.
But like the fact that we echo like we haven't had a performance that has
Holy shit.
blown everyone away.
Yo.
No, don't fucking do that because you guys.
No, because
then
dude,
you.
you were going at
No,
me.
because at the end of the day, we
you
still
were digging.
like if we were at a 60, you guys were like, our 60 was good enough to like.
and I didn't say.
I think
otherwise.
is good enough to beat you guys any day of the week.
fair enough.
So it's still a testament to how good we are.
And I'm not saying otherwise.
But I'm just
That
saying,
wasn't
like
my point.
the Leicester game we almost blew, the Southampton game we almost blew. 2 red cards, 3 red cards that have
When was
cost
the
us
last time that you
performance.
towered over your opponent, with no question.
Like the Tottenham game, and even that wasn't. You know what I mean? So there's some, and again, we haven't been healthy, but no one's healthy.
The games are ass tomorrow. Wow. Real Madrid versus Dortmund is
Sorry.
the headliner.
I got you.
Thank you. I
Real
appreciate
Madrid Dortmund. Oh, rematch.
little rematch. But like the script is
Oh
written.
my god, guys!
You know what I mean?
Honestly though, this is why I kind of understand why people don't like football. Because let's just that Champions League final last year was brutal.
It
The
was.
the one
It
before
it
that
a
was
tough watch.
I don't think it wasn't that.
There
tough
was
to
one
watch.
goal.
The first half was very decent.
There's
That
one
is
goal.
true.
Where Dortmund,
But that's the thing.
Honestly,
At
even both halves-
halftime,
both
at
halves-
halftime, Dortmund had so many chances. But at halftime,
halftime,
I
you
remember.
knew it was done.
I remember
Yeah.
going like I know exactly how
Yeah,
this is
you
gonna
knew
go.
you knew it was done.
Landslide.
But I thought it was a decent
One
final.
goal.
2 goals.
Two goals.
2-0.
2-0. It wasn't a spectacular
Still.
Champions League final. But
I mean,
honestly,
the year
feel
before
like- I
was
feel like-
terrible. The year before was even worse. The City one,
Dude,
oh my
before-
God.
Oh, we didn't even.
before
I didn't even
that-
watch it.
Before that final, where it was 2-0, 4 finals in a row ended 1-0.
I know.
So
they're,
Champions
they're
League
all
finals
terrible.
are known to be very good.
I know. That's why my point.
Yeah.
Is like I understand why people don't love.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's harder for them to get into it. But
Wednesday.
enough.
Wednesday is Barca versus Bayern.
that's a
I
good
like
one.
that.
Now we're talking.
And then at the weekend is El Clasico, which is beautiful. Tough schedule for Barca. I think they can do it.
Speaking of Lamine, man,
I mean,
another great performance this weekend.
I think I'd rather
Okay,
highlight.
my guy didn't play.
I'm
So.
pulling up the highlights.
Honestly, I'd rather
not-
highlight
I'm
Lewa.
kidding, I'm not
I'd rather
watching.
highlight Lewa this weekend because
Yeah, highlight him.
dude, he probably
The
the most
better than Suarez. Just kidding. Second best behind Suarez in our generation.
in our generation.
Yeah. I think he's better than Ibra.
Over Benz.
Over Benz. I think he's better than Ibra too. Ibra's flashier, but Lewandowski's just consistency is just ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. 12
I
goals so
think-
far.
I think
this
he's number.
season.
I think he's number 2 behind Suarez. Suarez's
I think I
prime.
agree.
Suarez's prime is just like
What about
untouchable.
Kane though?
No.
Oh my God, what?
Kane
Are
would
you
be
fried?
4.
He hasn't won anything, and his consistency is like just about the same.
He was great though.
He was great. He is still great.
Who, Kane?
Kane.
Oh yeah, he's like.
He's still very good.
Ooh, Ibra or Kane?
I think Kane's 5.
Ooh.
Kane, Benzema, Ibra, Lewa, Suarez.
Benzema 2,
No, I said Benzema 3.
Lewa 4.
What?
Oh, you went backwards. Sorry. That was
Oh yeah, I went back.
my bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where does Aubameyang fit into this? I'm kidding.
He has a good prime. Okay, so is there any other things before we quickly do my little segment and then we can
What's your little segment, Blake?
remember?
I remember. Little FPL roundup. I know you're hyped for that.
All right, I didn't do that good this week. I have a different segment though. Is there any other games you want to talk about before we?
We didn't talk much about the actual Liverpool Chelsea game.
Again. Like guys, when I tell you, I was watching the game, and like was on my phone a little bit, yeah, but
Yeah.
I was watching the game.
Pretty invested.
Like when Julian was talking about the medical staff in one, and I just shit it out. Like I just genuinely could not stay focused. Anyway, sorry lads.
I don't think there's another game. It was pretty dead. PSG won, obviously.
You're now back atop of Liga.
Yeah, where we belong. But it's not ridiculous.
Oh, Newcastle kind of.
Newcastle, Brighton, or
I didn't watch. I don't know.
Just one goal.
hold on. I will find us an interesting game to talk
No,
about.
let's just move on to my thing.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Do you have any like little niche play? Like, I saw this on Instagram or TikTok. Do we have like any players who fit in a niche? Like the one is like the strikers who don't score, like Lacazette. or,
Genre of footballers.
like a genre of footballer. Yeah.
Hit me with some genre footballers and
Like I was saying, like the slow center back,
yeah, like the Mertesacker.
like the Mertesacker.
No, bro, I
or,
hate
like,
those.
Like
What?
no, but like Mertesacker was good though. Mertesacker, like who's another slow center back?
Mustafi.
What?
Nah,
We're
same
just talking
bro, but-
Arsenal here.
No, I don't even know. Like even Maguire, like he's like one of the slow, like
Okay, yeah.
you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like that build of center back.
Yeah.
Pudgy center
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
Center back.
yeah. Or like the winger that can only do skills,
Uh-huh.
like a Adama Traore, or
That's not even skill. That's just
That's
pace.
just pace.
But you know what I
pace.
mean, like
Yeah,
they,
yeah, yeah.
they just run down the line, do nothing else, like no finished product, like
Dan
Modric,
James.
Dan James,
Oh
like
my God.
like there's low-key a niche of players.
There
It's
is a
kind of
niche,
it's kind of
there is a
nice.
niche.
Goalkeepers that play to the cameras.
Yeah, that's like Aaron Ramsdale.
Cal the Dragon.
Calvin
Oh,
Dragon.
Cal.
Calvin Dragon. There's gotta be a couple more. Like I mean, an obvious one is like players who are really good but bad on FIFA. That one's kind of lame,
Mhm.
but
Busquets.
like the Busquets, yeah. What else is there? There's like the
Travella gods.
the Trivella guys.
Quaresma.
Quaresmas. Your Di Marias.
Yeah,
Oof.
absolutely. Yeah.
Who
There's
else?
not that many. There's only like a few, like, and they're pretty obvious. But
No, I feel like we can think of something here.
yeah, I relate. What else is there? or like managers with like funny accents, or like managers who speak funny. Sean Dyche, Mikel Arteta, like managers that you imitate in a way that makes people
Managers
laugh.
with like funny mannerisms. Like
Yeah.
what's his name? Bielsa sitting on the. You remember Bielsa?
Yeah,
would sit
the cooler?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
Or like Arsene Wenger. So
Oh
there's
my God, Arsene Wenger with the full jacket.
yeah every time, bro.
Oh my God.
I found a video of Ten Hag in his first year at United. He used to think that please meant thank you. So at the end of
Yeah,
every
I've
interview,
seen
they
that.
said thank you, Derek. He said please.
That's such a great quote.
And good luck this weekend, please.
Like there's okay a lot.
That's
Or
funny.
like I mean now especially like the fullback that's really a center back. There's so many of that. But you know who started that? Dan Burn.
Dan Burn did start that.
Like he didn't, but you know what I mean? Like he's such a center back, but just plays left back in it.
Bro, the Mohawk menaces.
Yeah, it's
Like
a good
like
Goal.
Hamzik, you
El
know?
Nine
Shaarawy.
Golans, dude.
9 Golan,
Hamzik.
Oh,
Aubameyang.
Arturo Vidal.
El
Bro,
Shaarawy.
oh my God.
Wait, low key, these are so good. What? These are so good.
The players that only score worldies.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Oh,
yeah.
Mohamed El Neni.
Mohamed El Neni.
Mohamed El Neni.
Mohamed El Neni is a good one.
Thomas Partey was one of them.
Yeah.
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 He hits
Yeah.
them.
You
And
thought
you
of
said-
all the ones he missed.
You said that. You were like waiting for me to react.
Was that a joke there, Antoine?
No, I'm being serious.
The-
He hits them. In Rosie.
do you not remember the allegations that he had? That's why I thought you were making a joke of.
Ah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Letter of the law.
Wow.
Or not.
Or not. Oh. Yeah! Big Willie Nylander. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, they're playing the class over there. See that?
Are they? Oh, that's so valid.
That's
That was,
a
that was
4BJ
okay, a
class
nice
across the
goal. Anyway,
That's it.
Oh, the Monday Night Hockey with the Prime logo just looks so bad.
it's not good. It's not good.
Anyway,
Goalies. I think that was a good. That was a good amount. Any else? Like the new, like the academy boy that everyone falls in love with. Like this is another good one.
of course.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one
There's so
more banger
many.
I got. Hold on.
Let me search that.
Hold on.
Well, I watched this beautiful goal.
Backflip celebrations.
Yeah, or just flip
Those
celebrations
kinds?
in
Yeah.
general. Yeah.
Nani, Aubameyang.
Yeah.
Mm.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh,
You could do like the classic of like streets won't forget, but that's kind of overplayed.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I feel you.
Mm,
Oh my God, there's already a fan duel out of my face. That's
Oh
goal
my
in
God.
first 10 minutes. Jesus. Yeah, that
Who
was
else
a good
is
amount.
See, now you got me thinking of this.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
wanna
text the
find
group chat
more.
tonight with like
Hey.
5 more bangers.
We can go back. We can make this like a little not series, but if you ever think of one, just send it to the group chat, or we'll go back to another pod.
Players
episode.
that I only know because of FIFA.
That's a good one too, actually. That's a good one too.
Yasin Adli. Oh, big one.
Oh, you know what we speak of? Let's talk about Marmouche quickly.
Yes.
just
Need
the-
to.
Just the fact that he's killing in the Bundesliga.
Dude, implicated in like all but one goal this season for Frankfurt. Is
Really? Is that the
insane. I
stat?
think so. Let me just double
Wow,
check
good for
for you, but-
him.
Bit of a curse with the Frankfurt striker. Luka Jovic, Rino Kolomwani. There's another one. Frankfurt strikers.
Rebic, was he Frankfurt? No.
Rebic was one. He kind of flopped at AC Milan.
Was he Frankfurt? He was, right?
He
Was
was.
Mateta? No. He was
I think he
Mainz.
was.
He was Mainz.
Oh, they're so similar though. They're
Yeah.
like the
Anyways, could be like the next
Mhm.
Frankfurt striker. To
Yeah.
flop. I don't want to be that harsh on him, but
Or yeah, like the one season wonder. That's another one too.
of course,
One season wonder. We
the
love
World
that.
Cup wonder.
World Cup wonder.
Yeah.
Who's a big one season wonder? Oh my God, what was his name? The guy on Newcastle,
Oh yeah, the
Almiron.
Paraguay guy. The guy. The
Almiron.
Paraguayan. Yeah, Almiron.
Almiron.
What a
He's
one.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like a
He had a
2
good
month
one season.
fucking-
Yeah, like there's so many
Miguel
niches of
Al-
players.
Miguel
what was the-
Almiron.
Almiron.
No, I know they gave him. The team gave him a nickname. Oh no, I'm thinking of Anwar El Ghazi.
The shit houses, Unil Mopes.
Yeah.
All them.
I just like that. Oh, I just really like
all
the
but 2 goals.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I just
He's implicated in every single goal but 2 this season
nice.
for Frankfurt,
Oh wow.
which is insane.
Wow.
I just like that it's like an Egyptian that's doing it. Like I just think that's awesome.
Yeah, it's sick.
It's awesome.
So sick.
Wish it was a Filipino, but
They don't exist in footy.
yo, I'm telling you, there's a saying that I've seen. If Filipinos put down a basketball, accepted that they're not tall, and just kick the soccer ball,
They'd
We'd
be
be
pretty
like
good.
we'd be a
They could be
We'd
crazy.
be a top 5 nation.
Top five.
in Asia, in Asia, in Asia, in
Okay.
Asia, in Asia, in Asia, in
Had
Asia,
to let you
in
land. Had to let you
Asia,
land. Had to
Having
in
the, having the
Asia.
first half. Having
in
the first
Asia.
half.
Okay,
Asia.
I'm not that crazy, guys.
Speaking of Asia, Sun was back this week.
Okay,
Okay.
I thought we were done with Prem. We moved
I
on.
just didn't mention that we were talking about the Tottenham game. So
They won
just-
4-1.
4-1.
he grabbed nearly a hat trick.
Should have brought him in for Saka.
That might be what we have to do. Let's move on to the FPL roundup, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
let's not do it.
Wow,
Let's so not do it. please.
what a week!
Actually, no.
of
Someone do it
FPL.
because like that's.
Are you doing it, Julian?
Yeah,
I'll
he's
do
doing
it. I'll do it.
Yeah, he'll do it.
What a couple of weeks that we've had in RFP year 3, which name we have to change, by the way. Can we
Yeah.
even do that?
6YB.
I'll
year
check
three.
right
6YB year 3.
6YB.
Listen, FPL has been weird. I think I'm actually really happy with my team. I think you can relate. But the meta players in this game just have not been performing lately.
Which is good. Which makes it
Erling
more fun.
Haaland,
This
three
means this guy gets
three
fucking
blanks in a
first.
row. Palmer, blank. Saka didn't even play. Fuck you, Mikel. Who else? Son delivered, I suppose,
delivered,
but
Salah
not. But he
delivered.
wasn't really the meta. Salah
Verbruggen
isn't the meta
delivered.
right now.
10 points.
You know who fucking delivered? You know who fucking delivered?
Who's the
Yves Bissouma delivered.
Yves Bissouma
I hate
delivered.
this game so much. We were sat
fucking
here
you.
this time last week clowning Miles about how bad of a transfer Yves Bissouma was. You didn't even know you brought him in. And now he's coming off your bench for another 3 points to beat me for the second week in a row. So, the best to worst weeks in FPL this week. Actually, I'm looking at the scores right now. Miles won this week, Blake.
How?
Oh no.
He beat by a point. He got 43, he got 42.
How?
I don't know.
Because Bissouma came off the bench for 10 points.
No, because I did the math. Unless did you have a Palace player
He
playing?
had Eze.
Oh, Eze.
No, that 2 people didn't come off the bench.
Two people came off
Did
the
Eze,
bench.
was Eze on your bench or was he playing?
He came off his
He might-
bench.
I don't know. He might
Eze
be-
came off his bench too?
Yeah.
I had 2 players not playing.
So he just had 12 points.
Who didn't play for
Brought
him?
off his
Saka and who?
Konsa.
How the fuck do you have Konsa?
Wait, he had 2 players not playing?
Oh.
So he actually beat you by 1 point this week.
Like, see what I mean?
What's
He
wrong
doesn't-
with concept?
Let's get the Tottenham kid in soon.
So
Like,
I think the
we
theme
mention this every week.
I think the theme this week is the worse you are at FPL, the better week that you have.
Pretty much.
I think that's the
Absolutely.
theme. Starting from the worst to the best. Antoine,
Thank you. I appreciate that caveat, you know. I really appreciate it. The worst of the best.
tell me about
Name is
your
changed, by the way,
FPL
boys.
week.
Well,
Okay.
look, I wake up on
was that?
Saturday
Name
at
has changed.
7:30. Thank you, Blake.
Yeah.
Thank you. Was there a game on Friday? No, there wasn't.
No, there wasn't.
I wake up on Saturday at 7:30 to watch the Tottenham
West Ham?
West Ham game. Just for vibes because I didn't have any players playing. Then I watched the 10 a.m. games
Yeah, Solanke playing.
on Goal Rush too, on Fubo Goal Rush, which is a great. I don't know if it's Fubo that does it or if it's the Premier League. Great little addition. It's like NFL Red Zone, but
It is good.
for Premier League, which is great. Shows every goal. Every time there was a little goal notification under a certain game that I had a player in, I got hype. Might get some FPL points here.
Mhm.
Never fucking delivered. All week. Every single one of my players blanked.
That's
Yup.
actually crazy.
That's insane.
I don't think that's ever happened to me before.
Ah,
And I feel shamed. I feel
Flecken with
disgusting.
4, and then Gabriel blank, Lewis blanked, Trent blank, Smith Rowe, Burmo, Semenyo, Mavididi, Solanke, Holland, and Calvert-Lewin all blanked. And
Yeah,
you have Mikolenko on your
for
bench.
7 on the bench.
So this is literally like almost the worst week possible.
Yeah.
that you had.
No, probably the worst week possible.
Literally the worst week
Yeah.
possible. Flecken with an extra 2 points, but besides that,
What's
like,
my game
nothing.
week rank? Does it say?
9.2 million.
Oh,
You couldn't have been worse if you tried.
I think I plummeted like a 500K.
Oof. You're 9 points ahead of me. I'm right on your ass.
Still ahead.
But
Says
you're
a lot.
lucky I didn't do that
Says a
well
lot
either
about my
this
skill.
week because I only ended up with 34 points, which was under average still.
Yeah. What was the highest this week?
The highest is only 98.
That's
On
low.
triple captain or on a booster?
The highest this
Has
week
to be, right?
had Vardiol, of course, had a captain on Salah,
Okay.
also had Palmer in the midfield,
Just didn't answer his
Garnacho in the
question.
midfield, McNeil, and Bernardo
it
Silva.
triple
No
captain?
chips played.
Okay.
That's rare.
Actually,
That's actually rare.
Bench
Oh.
boost.
never mind.
Little bench boost going on.
Bench boost
Yeah,
play.
It's always the bench
It's always the
boost.
bench boosters. They get a little
He
feature.
had Sell off his bench for 11
you
points.
fucking kidding me?
Mazarawi, Vardy, Robertson, He had Nicholas Jackson.
Okay,
and
we don't care about who did well. We care about us.
Yeah, we care about us. I did absolutely shit. Morgan Rogers,
We all
Dwight
did
McNeil, Jamie Vardy delivered for me. Besides that, absolutely nothing. Erling Haaland is on fraud watch. Once again, for 15 million. What are we doing here? And then second this week, a solid amount over average was Blake.
Not
with a big red
terrible.
arrow. Or
Yeah.
sorry, green arrow this
Big
week.
green arrow.
Yeah.
Coming back up.
Your overall rank is up to 6.3 mil.
Just wait, guys.
Not bad.
I'm like 60 points away from you now. That's not that much.
Hey,
when
it's
you look at it
doable.
like that.
There's
And also,
we're about a third of the season done.
yeah, and also, I just want to say, thank you. I kept Nico Jackson. He scored.
You're welcome.
So let's just say I have 2 transfers this week.
There you go, and I have 3 next week.
Basically,
They stack up.
Verbruggen
I
and
thought
Nets.
it's 5 now.
Huh?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
It
Is
stacks up
8
to-
games in? It stacks at 5? Why did no one tell me this?
Stacks at 5, brother.
What?
5.
You didn't know this?
This just changed everything. Oh my god! What, guys? What? What are we talking about?
Yeah.
This made the game so much better.
It did.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, good to know.
Yep.
You only have 2 right now?
Yeah, maybe I should keep it.
Let's
Ah,
keep
we'll
let's keep them.
We'll see. I don't know. Nico
No,
Jackson.
but low key it makes it boring.
No.
Low key, like I have 2 free transfers this week.
Uh-huh.
Normally I would be looking to
to make one.
I'm gonna do something.
I agree. Actually.
But now I'm just like, let me just save it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but also
and now I'm not doing anything to my team for like a month.
But that's the thing. Sometimes you would just waste saving a transfer because your team didn't need anything.
yeah.
But there's always work to be done to the team.
Is there though?
There is.
What if every fixture is just great with all your players?
And you have 2 transfers.
Yeah, you're good. I like it. So it's back to 5 now. Interesting.
5. Big 5. That's like a half wild card.
It is.
Yeah.
It's 5 weeks of games though, but fair. Good to know.
Be patient, you know?
And then who won?
No more Mr. Rice Guy with 43 points this week. He is 59 points ahead of Blake and only 18 points behind me now. God
Wow.
damn. Well above average. Best player this week was Basuma with 10 points, and that's why this game
That is crazy.
is just stupid. He had Ollie Watkins, who delivered this week. Morgan Rogers as well to double up on Villa. Jamie Vardy as well delivered for Leicester off a penalty, and you lucked out bringing Basuma and Eze in because Saka was a little bitch and didn't play. Why is Basuma first off your bench, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't know. How was I? How
I don't think he knows how that works.
I don't. Oh, is it in the order you put them in? On
It
the
is.
bench?
It is, Miles.
Oh.
Well, actually, we're 3 seasons deep now, or 2.5 seasons into FPL.
Anyway, it's okay.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day.
I'm sure.
This is disgusting.
Fucking sorry that I don't have my head in my ass every fucking week
No,
looking at
this
videos of FPL Raptor. How was I supposed to know?
No, this one is like you. That one's like a little.
Can we please speed up the Tottenham kit? Like,
Okay.
you can't be getting away with saying that.
What's the
without-
game plan on getting this kit?
I don't know.
Because I had a plug that I thought was going to deliver, but then he just didn't have it anymore.
or how about this? How about he has to commit to one team in all of his sports?
No, but he can't.
Oh,
It's
okay,
just
sorry.
his heart isn't there, you know.
He can come to the pod and say that. But
Yeah.
Oh,
We also can't
he
change
looks,
the
He looks so
punishment.
mad.
we can't change the punishment.
Yeah, I know.
It's a Tottenham kit.
It should be a Tottenham kit.
Maybe we get like a produced YouTube video going before the end of the semester, and it makes its debut there. But once we get the Tottenham kit,
let's
it is
get-
every episode
Let's get 2.
until.
Let's get
winter.
2 produced videos. I think it's a doable.
Any ideas?
Well, mystery kits quiz type thing. A big Jeopardy game.
We don't have much of a proof of concept on that.
We don't, but it could still be something that we send to brands, even though it didn't do well.
Sure.
Perhaps. Not much else to talk about, really.
That's it. That's all.
Short Champions League predictions. I think we set our piece. And big games coming up this weekend that I'm excited for.
Mhm.
Yes.
We have an action-packed pod coming next Monday, and I already can't wait for it. Lads, another episode of the 6ixYardBox podcast, done and dusted. I've enjoyed it.
It was
You
great.
enjoyed it, Blake?
Yeah, sorry if it was a little mean to you guys, but
It's okay.
just
We know not to take it personal.
you just pissed me off a little bit. You know?
Yeah, it's all right. Thanks. Thanks for the honesty.
I'm sure I pissed
appreciate
you
it.
off too. So
I wouldn't say that.
no, you're just.
I was just trying to be rational with you.
As was I.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Again, thank you so much for listening to this episode. We hope you have a fantastic week of footy, and we will catch you back here next week. Happy birthday, Adrian. Take us away, Blake.
Happy birthday, Adrian. We out.
Happy birthday, Adrian. See ya.